Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it. They got it! There he goes! The 6 on the 10 to 5. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 24 of the Buds Mafia podcast. Hot day of this past few days here in Burlington, but we're struggling along here. Obviously, last time we recorded it, I think it was a day before Game 6, and we kind of gave our predictions. Those predictions have failed. And Florida is again back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, but we'll get into that. We went for a beer in the afternoon, then a beer at night, and then we both played golf separately on Sunday. And just probably the hottest day in the GTA like Burlington history, arguably. Like when I got into my truck after the round, my truck said 42. So that was a bit much, but yeah, how you been and how's the weekend? I know I saw you for most of the weekend, but how's it going?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Friday, I didn't do anything. I got off work at 11:15, came home, Taylor made pizza, and I went to bed. And then Saturday, woke up, went for a beer with you and Nick. Gave Nick his little groomsman box and let him know, which was nice. He had a better reaction than you. He was immediately gave me a hug, told me that I'm just the best friend he could ever have, whereas you said you had to check your calendar. Per usual. You're a busy man. I'm not saying you're not. And then, we went out to the bar, and it was fun. I'm not going to lie. When we went to Bo's early in the afternoon to have a beer, I hadn't eaten anything all day. So I had 2 beers. Then you dropped me off, and I came home, and I had another beer at home. And I was sitting there, and I was like, this is bad. I need to eat food. So then we ate. We went out, and it was a lot of fun. And then I woke up Sunday morning. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't drink that much, but my head was pounding. It was so bad. I was supposed to tee off at 2:00. I got out of bed at 1:15, down to Gatorade, took an Advil, and then went to the golf course. And then immediately as I got out in the sun, I was like, oh, I didn't even need to do any of that. My hangover is gone. And I sweat for 4 hours.
Yeah, it was bad. Everyone who knows me, I'm the sweatiest guy you'll meet. And it's the first thing you notice is my hair. Like my hair just gets sweaty. Some people that only get body sweat. I'm like everywhere sweating. Like you can see it down my neck, down my forehead. And it was so hot that my hair would get so sweaty. Then a few minutes later, it would dry because it was just so hot and humid. Like it was just gross. And surprisingly, I didn't get burnt. I was applying sunscreen like crazy. I guess my cheeks are a little red, but I applied sunscreen like crazy. And yeah, the fun day. I played okay. Front 9, 48, back 9, 42. Me and Nick won a huge match. We were down basically the whole match. Then we tied at 17 and won it on 18. We never led the entire match. Definitely some heated moments. There's one time where Chris hit a great drive, but there's a drive where you go over the trees in the fairway. Like it's kind of like a ditch, and you got to try to make it on the fairway. I can't remember what it's on the back end, but he didn't make it, so we had to drop. But they were scared that they were going to get hit by the people behind us because we were playing a little slow. So he thought, okay, I don't want to get hit, which is fair. They don't want to get hit. So he teed up in the middle of the fairway instead for his drop. Not teed up. Sorry, he dropped in the middle of the fairway for his drop. And I was like, hey, I understand you don't want to get hit, but we're not playing like that. I'm not. You're going to have to dodge a couple balls if that's the case. Like you went into the ditch. I'm not letting you just drop into the fairway. So he took away his stroke, and then I birdied that hole. And then I was just getting in Owen's head. And at the end of the day, I think he was so mad at me. He hit the 18th tee. He duffed his ball. So he's hitting 2 off the tee because I let him not re-tee. I'm like, just hit your second off the. I don't really care. Which was nice of me because it's the 18th hole and we're tied. He's like, because he topped it. It went like a foot. And I was like, re-tee for 3 or I'll let you just hit that for 2. I don't really give a shit. Then he hit it. I don't know if you remember low, but like the 18th uphill, 18th uphill. And then he hit his second shot into the water on 3 on the left side. Then as he's dropping, I reminded him 10 times that it was his 4th shot and he wanted he wanted to kill me. And it got heated. I think the heat had something to do. I think Chris even said like I was delirious. Like in the car, like I was lightheaded. I got home, I was like struggling to walk. Like it was a hot day. And I think I haven't really left my house today yet, but I think it's pretty hot as well.
It's supposed to be hotter today, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be like 47. Yeah, dude.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Okay.
My coworker who I played golf with yesterday, he's like, I'm like the lead hand and he's the foreman, so I work directly with him. He took this week off, and I looked at him yesterday, and we were sweating. And like by the time when I really fell apart, I took a triple on a par 3, and that was like the peak of the heat. And like I played well in the front, and I took a triple on a par 3, and we were just like sitting in the cart downing water and Gatorade. And I look at him and I go, you know what? I don't even feel fucking bad. You're not even going to be in the warehouse tomorrow, and it's going to be like 45 degrees. And I'm going to be having to stand on top of a fucking transport truck loading steel. It's going to be so hot.
Yeah.
I got to work with like a 6'8" Hungarian dude.
Yeah, but tomorrow's gonna be hot, and the rest of the like week and kind of into the next week is just rainy and just like kind of 25. So I think this is not gonna last. Just a little bit, just a little heat wave.
25 is gonna feel like the Antarctic.
Oh yeah, right now it's like 40. But yeah, all right, let's get into this. I mean, it's kind of been over a week now, but Game 6, I was confident. I mean, it's McDavid, Draisaitl legacy game. Like you got to steal one at home or on the road. We did one in Game 6. They stole one back when he won his first cup. It's just, and I kind of wrote this down, like, did Edmonton play bad, or is Florida just that good and like the best team I've ever seen, or at least in recent in our time?
This is what I was saying to some of my buddies at work. I was like, man, you could argue this year, like, they might be maybe not the best team ever put together, but like the most dominant team. Like they just
in every aspect.
They just
like,
kill you with how they play. They don't change how you know what's coming. Like if Edmonton sat in a film room and watched any bit of their previous playoffs, like any of their previous series, you'd be like, oh, they're just going to try to forecheck us until Game 7, hope that we're out of it. They know what they're getting into. It's going to be a long series. But like, I won't lie, the way that Edmonton played in the first few games, I was like, oh, all right.
I thought like Game 1, they definitely played better. I mean, they're down and they came back. OT win, Leon, 2 goals for Leon.
Yeah.
Game 2, like it was one of the best games. Like, I mean, again, double OT, they had a chance to win it. Like I was like, hey, like, even though it's 1-1, that they could be down or they could be up 2-0. Like they look great. And then something going to Florida, something happened. They lost Game 3. They barely squeaked out a win in Game 4. That was kind of like a last minute push there. Then they got absolutely trampled in Game 5, and then Game 6 wasn't a trampling, but it was over from, I guess, after the first period. Like Sam Reinhart's goal was ridiculous. This guy,
Sam Reinhart scoring 4 goals,
and then having the game winner last year. Like it was Ekholm throws an absolute ragu pizza, like right at Bouchard, like a complete knuckler right at his chest. Then Ryan, like what's Bouchard? People are gonna want to blame Bouchard all day. What the fuck's he gonna do? Then Reinhart steals it, goes like inside out over, I think it was Bouchard again or Ekholm, and then shelves it. Like this guy.
I know
one positive about Florida winning and how good they are is how confident I am in Canada in the Olympics. The fact that we have Reinhart, Bennett, and I mean, I had doubts for Marchment, but like during the 4 Nations, because he didn't really do too much. I think he's more like a morale guy, but I mean, I don't know how many goals he had, but he was a second in Conn Smythe, so he's making that fucking team.
I don't know. But we were talking the entire time about a McDavid legacy game and just didn't even think about any Florida players having a legacy game. Like that's for real. If I thought it got to Game 7, I thought Connor McDavid would have to just go off and score, get a hat trick, and win.
Yeah. And it's just,
I had a weird feeling.
Florida just got better and better in that series. Like Tkachuk too. Like he was, I mean, he's on his press conference. I'm not a big fan of Matthew Tkachuk, but I respect the hell out of him. He obviously, after 4 Nations, he didn't play till Game 1 against Tampa. Apparently he had a abductor, tore up the bone, and he said a hernia thing. So he was definitely battling through a lot. But it got better as the playoffs went on. Like obviously he had some points in Tampa series, but he wasn't really moving well, even though he's not known as a good skater. But yeah, in the second half of this final series, he looked awesome.
He went off,
battling down low, and he just was Tkachuk at its finest. And it's great. Ever since they got him, he's been to 3 straight Cup finals and 2 cups. So I mean, like it's talking about one of the best trades in recent history. Like that's got to be one. Yeah, and now the big story is, McDavid, his press conference. Obviously, Leafs fans want to lose their mind. They think he's coming over. I don't think I'm not saying it's 0 chance. He's from here, and we probably will have the money and the endorsements to make the highest in the league. I can see him leaving. I just can't see him coming to Toronto. Just the way he probably sees people treating Marner, especially me treating Marner. Yeah, I don't know. So I'll read some of his kind of most quoted, or read over quotes from his press conference. So he said, "We're all in this together, trying to get over to the fat finish line. But with that being said, I still need to do what's best for me and my family. That's who you have to take care of first. But of course, there's unfinished business here." Then he said, "If I feel there's a good chance or a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem. Yeah, again, it's only been a couple of days. I'm sure we'll get into it throughout the next couple of weeks. But again, I'm not in a rush to make any decision. So I don't think there needs to be a timeline." I think people are looking into this too much.
Yeah, because he's not a free agent until after next year, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, it's just Whitney brought this up on this Vinchica's podcast, which I do think is a consideration. You're talking about one of the best players, if not the best player of all time. Like, if McDavid lets you know at some point, either after July 1 or middle of the season or before the deadline, that he is not going to be signed there, like he is telling you, like there's a over 50% chance I'm not going to resign, you have to trade him. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but
the amount
of
stuff you'll get back for
God, like I saw this Rangers fan made a mock trade. And it was like Panarin, a few firsts, Lafreniere, like it was a haul. And even like fans were saying, honestly, I don't think that's enough. And if it's a sign and trade, like if it's a team he wants to go to and it's a sign and trade, yeah, I know we're not big NBA fans, but this Desmond Bane guy who's like a perennial all-star got 4 first-round picks. So, I don't think we'll see that in the NHL. NBA is a bit different. They're trading 2035 first-round picks, but like it's crazy. And obviously the Durant trade as well. But like, yeah, this is kind of going to tie into Marner as well. I think it's going to be tough that we're seeing guys sign 8-year deals. I think guys want to cash in because the salary cap, the NHL's making more and more money every year. And I think they want to capitalize on that. And I don't hate players making money. I think asking for the biggest money you can for 2 years, like Marner is a little bit ridiculous. But I can see McDavid just be like, hey, 2 years, same kind of money I'm making right now with Edmonton. This is your window. And if we still have a chance to win after that, I'll keep signing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to my one buddy at work. I was like, I see him signing a shorter deal in Edmonton. Yeah. And if it doesn't work out, because their window is closing. Like to go to the Cup 2 straight years. Obviously, we've seen Florida go to the Cup 3 years in a row. We've seen Tampa go to the Cup 3 years in a row. But out of those 3 years, they've won at least 2. So like McDavid at some point, what the fuck are you drinking?
Nice coffee. It's just yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Keep going.
McDavid at some point, like he's too good of a player. This would be my thing with like Josh Allen too, even though he just signed an extension. It's like I think with Josh Allen, the Bills' Super Bowl window is never fully closed. But at some point, if you're Josh Allen and you're just continually willing a team into the playoffs and into a championship game every year, and every year a certain part of your team is letting you down, you're going to get fed up and tired and you're going to want to change. And like, I know David wants to win with Edmonton. Emerson might actually die if.
Yeah. It's just, if he comes to Toronto, I don't think they'll ever let him hear the end of it. I heard, and this is like a complete, I think Murley on Spin Chicken said it, but it does make a lot of sense. I think McDavid to Tampa makes a ton of sense. If you were to sign with another team, I know it sucks. Just again, it's the no state tax, great place to live. And like, they're a good team. They have some young players. So like Kucherov's he's like 31, 32, but Braden Point's still young. Obviously you have that Isaac Howard guy coming up if he stays with them, and John Cooper, Olympic coach, right? Like Canadian Olympic coach. But I don't know. I think it's tough. And it's just, this team, I know they ran through the West, which completely shocked me. Like, I thought the West was way better than the East for depth wise. LA had them down 2-0. LA is so good. Vegas is an absolute wagon. Got lots in 5. Dallas looked up. They beat Colorado in 7 without their 2 best players. Get their 2 best players back, and Edmonton kind of works them. It's just Florida is that good. Obviously, losing Hyman was huge. Hyman would have been the perfect player to kind of go against Florida. And yeah, it's just their defense is okay. It needs to be better. Home was definitely still battling through a lot. I don't. He's one of their top defensive defensemen. He needed to be better, and I just don't think he was 100%. You got to sign Bouchard. I think he's definitely earned his 8x10. He's been taking team friendly deals. Like 2-3 years worth $4 million for years. You can say what do you want about his defense. He's one of the best offensive defensemen in the league, and $10 million isn't really. Trust me, it's a lot of money towards a cap. But
Yeah.
You got to sign him. And I'm hearing fucking that Trent Frederick signing an 8-year by like $3.5 million with Edmonton. So he didn't look the best in Edmonton during the playoffs, but he was hurt all year in Boston. New scenery. I think an offseason
He was good
with
when he
this
was
team.
with Boston too. So.
Yeah, he was really good. He was like a 20-goal scorer, 6'4" fighter. Like I think that's a good deal for them. It's kind of one of those deals where, yeah, I know it's 8 years, but $3.5 million is not really what it is before. So I think it's a good deal for them. And now it's goaltending. Like I feel bad for Skinner, but you gotta get established goaltending. And you can't go. There's no real good free agent goalie. Like the best ones, like Jake Allen. You can't go out and get another borderline starter. You can't. You've already tried that. You've tried. You gotta get a guy. I know players aren't really selling those guys.
Yeah.
The only guy that's been on the market for Edmonton for years is John Gibson of Anaheim. Lucas Dostal, who's their young guy, he's just getting more and more crease time. He's a guy who Edmonton should be doing whatever they can to get him. It's going to be a lot, but you're going to have to get him. You got to show McDavid that you're trying all you can to get a goalie, because that's what you need. And I think you just need more forward depth. Again, we talked about Florida. Their first line of Reinhart, Barkov, and I think it's Verhaeghe. Second line, Kachuk, Bennett, Rodriguez. Third line, Lundell, Marchand, Luostarinen. Then fourth line is meat and potatoes, just Gadjevich, Greer, and Nosek. Like that's ridiculous.
Did you see what came out after Paul Maurice gave the fourth line guys the last shift?
That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah,
and he is right. He's like they were down 2-0 against Toronto, and the fourth line kind of got him back into it.
Yeah. So Florida's a standard, and this is I kind of wrote this question: like, is Florida the best team that we've seen in the salary cap era? So the past 20, 30 years. Like I mean, I was a big Chicago fan growing up. Like Chicago had those great teams in 10, 13, 15. Obviously Tampa back to back. But Chicago and Tampa didn't play the way that Florida played. They can put up goals. You saw Reinhart, but they are beating the shit out of you. They have one of the best goalies in the world. Burakovsky is such a silent killer. They didn't really talk about him much. He was never really in that Conn Smythe conversation, even though he probably should have been. I know Bennett, 15 goals, Marchand, overtime, and all that. But like, he was a solid, one of the best goalies in the world. And to me, this is the best team. We're 24, 25 years old. And in this is the best team I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think so too. They're just so dominant. It's so tough.
And
let's get into your second point. Yeah. I'm so excited to see you go off about Marner again.
Well, it's just
I'm not even going to control your temper
he's
today.
Making this. He's just like ruining my summer. Like I already know he's gone. I know he's gone. I'm okay with him being gone. It's just his comments, or at least his camp. They never like to say Marner's comments. They like to say his camp's comments. It's fucking Marner. It's about his life. Like it's not your camp saying this. It's you saying this. Like obviously they are agreeing with you, but like it's on you. It's on you saying this. And
yeah.
I was a bit more mad about he canceled this charity event. I don't know too much details on the charity event. He doesn't know where he's going to be at that point in time. It's like July 12th or something like that. So 2 weeks after, because like these star players, they're not signing July 1. They want to get wined and dined. They want to see how much they want. He's like, I don't know where I'm going to be on July 12th, so I'm going to cancel this charity event. I'll say he's still paying and everything. He's not like withdrawing the donations. He's still helping them all out. It's just an event that he's canceling and not going to be there. That's why I state that. But it's like these teams want you. They'll wait till fucking August to sign you if that's the case. They're working around your schedule, right? Like they thought you can make. I mean, I'm kind of being a dead horse here. Like you can fucking make an event. But that's just and so he feels like he's been scapegoated. He feels like he's been disrespected. Trust me, do I feel like the blame should solely be on him these last few years? No. Like I think Matthews at times, like in the Florida series, I know he scored in Game 6 a big goal. But look at the proof. Like, there's a stat that goes all the way. It's in games 5 to 7 in every series they've played. In 18 games, I think Nylander's at the top with almost point a game. Matthews is slightly under a point a game.
Yeah.
And in like 18 games, in games 5 to 7, Marner has 0 goals and 5 assists. What do you mean like you've been scapegoated? You are the biggest reason. It doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, like other guys should get blamed. Like Tavares as well in big games hasn't really shown up. But like,
Tavares is also fucking older.
He's like, 30 fucking 6 or 30, whatever, 35, whatever the hell he is.
And he still had like a fucking almost 40 goal season this year. And Marner, yeah, he had 100 points, but it's like, man, you got to translate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes, trust me. Like, yeah, maybe a fourth line up. Maybe David Kamp's a reason to blame one day, but who the fuck's going to get more blame? David Kamp for their guy making $11 million for 5 years. Like, it's crazy. Trust me. Like, I had this guy I was going on with this guy on YouTube, and he said toxic Toronto media, all this stuff, like death threats, everything. Like, I don't stand by death threats, whatever. Like, no, never. I don't care. I hate him, but like, no, I've said he's still one of the best Leafs of all time. Like, I'm not gonna like he's up there for sure. Because like you're like, oh, he's never won a cup. What Leaf has since like fucking Vietnam? So I mean, you can't really hold that up against any other guy. But like, yeah, like it's just. You can't handle pressure, get out. And that's fine. I know Toronto media is tough. But like, I don't know.
You're a professional football or a professional hockey player.
And also, it's hard for me to feel bad for a guy who's about to make $100 million in your like career. Like, but yeah, and I'm hearing words that, so originally I'm hearing, it was like 7-14 for Anaheim, Carolina. Then I'm hearing it's only the West. Now I'm hearing that he might sign a fucking 2-year deal to maximize his next contract, which I find hysterical. It's just, these guys want to get as much money as possible, which I don't blame them. Money is money. But no matter what, you're going to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And what's the difference? Because like in 2 years, the cap will definitely go up, but not much. So say he signs 2 years by 13. I'm hearing LA's in the mix. Obviously Anaheim. I somehow heard Dallas. Dallas has $400,000 in cap. Don't know how that's going to happen. But like say he's had 2 years, $13 million, right? In 2 years, the cap, you could maybe sign an 8-by-15, which obviously, again, that's over a year. That's a lot of money, but we're still, it's not like it's like you can sign 8, you can sign 7-by-14 right now. Like I don't get this whole narrative by this. If it's about winning, sure. But it seems like it talks more about money. That's what it seems like the talk is about.
He just do what you want.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
imagine he ends up coming back. I doubt he's going to come back.
If he comes back,
you're going to have to eat a lot of your work.
I'll change my mind. Yeah, but like I don't know. Yeah, well, at this point, like it's like a lot of these guys the Leafs want to get. It doesn't seem like we're gonna get them. Like, I mean, Bennett at the rally is saying 8-by-8. It seems like he wants to stay. I think they're going to sign him at some point. Marchment from Dallas, I really wanted, but he went to Seattle for a 3rd and a 4th, which really sucks because I feel like Toronto definitely could have traded that.
Yeah.
But whatever. I would have loved Duchesne. He re-signed in Dallas, a 4 times 4.5, which is a good comparison. I never saw Duchesne
leaving.
Yeah, I didn't either. He loved it in Dallas. He's a country boy. He loves playing country music, and he's fitting well there. $4.5 million, which people are trying to say it's a good border kind of line for Tavares. Tavares is going to make more than that. And I mean, we're not even close to signing our 2 guys anyways. Like I'm hearing Knies and Tavares are both very far apart in both contract discussions, which I hate. Apparently for the Knies contract, it's about like years, which of course it's always about years, not really about money anymore. And apparently one side thinks they're close and the other side thinks they're not. And I feel like the side that thinks they're not close is Knies' camp.
Yeah.
I feel like Toronto's trying to stay positive, but I feel like they're trying to get that max deal, like an 8-by-8, 8-by-9, which I would 100% do with Knies.
Yeah.
But again, you're not going to see a lot of guys sign for 8-by-8. They know their potential. They know how much money they can make. Like they want to sign a 3. Like he's probably going to sign a 3-by. If it's 3-by-7, I'll do, but $7 million for 3 years. But at this point, I want to just get something done.
Yeah.
But I think Tavares, they're trying to longer term so they can shorten the AAV. I mean, he'll likely be in Toronto until he's over 40, but at this point, I don't care. But I'm happy with what they're doing. I think in the past, the Leafs have kind of crumbled in these negotiations, but they're staying their ground. They know what they want to pay these guys. Obviously, I don't want to get too harsh. I don't want them to get kind of too in the weeds and kind of loosen relationships. But you got to stay in your ground. You have to.
You kind of need that after giving out the amount of money
for sure
out to the core four, you know.
For sure. And so we'll see what happens. Next podcast will be, I think, so it's the 23rd today. Next time we record will probably be the 30th, a week today. And the first is July 1. So we'll be talking about a lot more extensions. There were for a few more signings. So obviously I said Frederick, Nato, re-signed with Chicago 4x4. I like that for them. I'm going to talk like Chicago, I think, really needs to make a big jump this offseason or the next season. Chicago got Andre Burakovsky for Joe Veleno. I think it's a great move for them. I don't think it's a massive move. I think it's a good, solid move. You need pieces to play with Bedard. Your D-core is looking really good. They bought out TJ Brody. Makes a lot of sense. But Burakovsky makes a little bit more than what they want, 5.5. But with their salary cap, they have no issues with paying a guy like that for a few more years. And I heard, we'll get to the NHL draft in a sec. I'm hearing their third overall picks up for grabs, which I love for them. You don't really need more prospects for the future. Like you can attack now. Like, so many forward prospects. Your D prospects are the best I've seen. You also have your goalie of the future. Third overall pick, you can get a hell of a player for a third overall pick and tie in one of your prospects. So I like that for them. I don't hate if they use it, obviously, for just more of the future, but you need guys to play with Bedard. I think Bedard's going to take a massive jump this year. I think they're going to be a lot better. Definitely not sniffing playoffs, but I think they're just going to keep getting better and better. Let's see. Eric Haula trade the Nashville for Hansel and a fourth. Who gives a shit? Fabian Zetterlund. I really like this player. He re-signed with Ottawa 3 times 4.27. I thought in the playoffs, at times he was on like the third or fourth line. I thought he was really good. I thought when they played him in that top 6, he was a lot better.
I thought he was one of the more consistent players.
Yeah. He's a fucking truck too. I don't know how to beat him deadlifting. He's like deadlifting like 600 pounds. He's a good player to play with Kachuk. He's a right-handed sniper, big guy. I think that's a great deal for them, for both sides. I think we'll see a lot more of him.
You think Giroux's going to re-sign in Ottawa?
I think so. Ottawa's definitely going to be better. I don't. To me, like I think they're going to be a perennial playoff team. With this core, I think they're really good. Kachuk's awesome. Sanderson's awesome. I don't think their peak is much better than what they are right now. I don't think they can be a conference finals, maybe a second round once every few years type team. I can't see them with this core going to the conference finals or finals.
So what
he wants a cup.
He
deserves a cup. Yeah, I'll guarantee it right now, 3-3 to the Leafs. But no. He's from there. That's the reason why he signed there in the first place. The GM said, I'll promise I'll make this team better. The GM has made that promise. Their team keeps getting better and better. I think he'll stay. I think they'll find common ground. I think a lot of teams will want him. Like a lot of teams, like a couple no state taxes teams. But I think he'll stay at the end of the day. I think he will honor what they promised him. And because they definitely have been making moves to get better. We're getting Allmark. They got Cousins. They got a full year of Cousins, Allmark, and Zetterlund. I think they're going to be a good team. So I think he'll stay. Other than Taves and Winnipeg, it seemed like that was it. I think the top 3 were Winnipeg, Toronto, and Colorado. It kind of whittled out to Winnipeg and Colorado from Winnipeg, or at least a city just outside Winnipeg. So it makes a lot of sense. I don't know if you saw, do you see that tweet or that post about his structure of the contract?
Yeah, it's just overloaded with incentives.
It's crazy for a guy who's been out of the league for years. Like I guess they wanted more. They want to protect themselves a bit as well.
When it's more incentive loaded, like it kind of relies on the player to make 90%, or not 90%, but a lot of his money. Like I think if he plays 50% of the games, he gets $550,000. Like it's $550,000
plus 10 playoff games. Like it's a weird kind of structure.
And then at the end of the year, if he plays in 50% of the playoff games, he gets $550,000. I don't know. It's wild.
It's something weird, but I think it's a good move for them. I know people were kind of losing it over the structure, but at the end of the day, again, he was one of my favorite players growing up. I loved him. I think that'll be huge for them. I don't think he's going to load up the stat sheet. They don't really need him to. They need that experience. They need that leadership. He was like one of the best two-way centers in the league when he was at his prime. Again, they're talking about 2 years removed, so we'll see how he does. But if he can get just a little, 50% of what Jonathan Toews was, I think that's a hell of a third line center. I think that's a good move for them. I'm excited to see him in a Winnipeg Jets jersey. Did you hear about the league investigating Evander Kane's LTIR use?
Yeah.
That's the last guy you need to be worrying about for his LTIR use. Like, Kachuk definitely was hurt. Like, he barely was able to play game 1 of the finals, 100%. Talk about what Vegas done the past few years. Kucherov, the 1 year, missed the entire season, led the playoffs with scoring when he came back. Like, and also, they fucking lost. Edmonton lost. Who gives a shit about this LTIR? And again, Evander Kane, I posted a video yesterday about how he thought about Evander Kane. He was shit. He was horrible. Poopy pants. Didn't even shake the hands. Like, it's the last guy you need to fucking be investigating, like, LTIR use. Your thoughts on that? Do you think, so he was kicked out last few minutes of game 6, and he didn't come back to shake hands. He must have been allowed to, right? You think he was literally just like pissed, like, I'm not fucking going out there?
I don't know if they would have allowed him.
That's the thing. People like saying, like, oh, poopy pants Kane. It would be, he is a hot-tempered guy. I could see that, of course, but
I don't considering it was in like the last few seconds, like, if he just hit him once.
He two-handed the shit out of him.
Because he hit him the one time, and then Kachuk skates around the back of the net, and then they're going out of their offensive zone, and he skates over and, like, hits him way harder than he did the first time.
Yeah.
Considering that Florida is now celebrating winning the cup, and he has a temper, and he has a track record of doing shitty things, like, you kind of want it. You don't want the memory to just be Evander Kane came out of the locker room and just started attacking people, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. Last few things here. Duchesne, 4x4.5. Stars, they have a lot of moves to make. I think they literally have $450,000 left in salary cap. They still have Granlund. They still have Ben to sign. They think they have some other depth pieces they signed. They just signed their top young guy, Maverick Bourque, another 1 year kind of RFA deal. They're likely going to have to trade Robertson. He makes $9 million. He's a heck of a player. Was shown up in the playoffs, but you kind of have to trade him for salary cap reasons. I think they really want to bring Granlund back for his connection with Rantanen. We'll see what kind of happens there. So Elliot Friedman recently said that he thinks, I think this is what Gary Bettman wants to do, and this is what kind of will remove the LTIR use. He says, moving forward, the playoff lineup, there's a good chance that the playoff lineup must be cap compliant. So that means the whole LTIR use is not much of a use anymore. You can't just go game 1 and have your roster be $5 million over the cap, which I think makes a lot of sense. I think it's something that's long overdue. I think that just makes sense. I don't know when they're going to do it. If it starts next year, I just think it makes the most sense. I think it was kind of ridiculous how it worked in the past.
Yeah. They kind of stopped seeing like Vegas. Like Vegas kind of did that the last 2 years.
And I get like a lot of, I'm not saying they don't remove the LTIR. Like if a guy's out for a few months, like you shouldn't have that $8 million on your cap. Yeah. But come playoff time, he's playing. Like he is on your payroll. It's crazy that he wouldn't get paid or like it won't count towards. So I think it makes sense, and I think it's gonna help out a lot. Final few things here. This the Olympic roster is the first 6. No real surprises. I'll go through like the 4 nations teams. USA, Eichel, Hughes, Matthews, McAvoy, and both Kachucks. No real surprise there. Canada, McKinnon, Makar, McDavid, Crosby, Point, and Reinhart. Again, no real surprise. People are saying Marner over Point, which I completely get. But John Cooper's the coach, Braden Point. I think that just made a lot of sense. Finland, Sebastian Aho, Mikko Rantanen, Alexander Barkov, Miro Heiskanen, Jussi Saros, and Esa Lindell. Again, no surprises there. And Sweden, Victor Hedman, Rasmus Dahlin, Adrian Kempe, William Nylander, Lucas Raymond, and Gabriel Landeskog, which is awesome. That was so cool to see him be one of the original 6. I thought no brainer he'd make the team, but awesome to see him in the kind of the 6 there. I can go through all the other teams like France and Italy, but I just don't give a shit. They announced the first few games for Canada. I think their first game is Czechia, which we should beat, but obviously, Pasternak, they have some solid guys, but it's like Czechia, then like Norway, which again, we should wax Norway. Then I think we play Italy, like the host. So I think it's the first few games for us. I'm so excited for that. I think USA fans were very confident going to the Four Nations, but now they're so confident going to the Olympics. But I feel like just with playoff performances and everything, like, I feel like they're less of a doubt, or more of a doubt, sorry, with how good these Canadian players have played, like Reinhart, Bennett, and
Yeah,
Marchment.
but they don't
Like,
think
you have
about
to
that,
think.
though.
Huh?
Like, I don't want to shit on USA hockey fans. Like, they're obviously diehard USA hockey fans, but like fringe USA hockey fans probably see the fact that an American team has won the cup for like the last 30 years.
It's the biggest
and
annoyance I've ever. It's
think,
15,
you know,
15 of your 24 players are Canadian. Like, it makes zero sense.
I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Considering Four Nations and everything, I think that's still going to be a hard game. It's going to be a very tough game.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, taking like Matthews is battling an injury. I think we're going to see a really good Matthews next year. He had an injury that apparently was in training camp, like he said. We talked about it
lasted all year, yeah.
Yeah, just sit the fuck out. But that's just my opinion. He's going to be a lot better. We'll see if he's captain. A lot of Americans want Brady Tkachuk captain, which I think would be really cool, but I think Matthews will still be captain. And they didn't have Quinn Hughes. Like, Quinn Hughes will be there. So yeah, I think it's going to be best on best, and I think it's going to be goaltending is definitely going to be an issue for USA. I mean, Hellebuck in the playoffs kind of crumbled, and you know what? Even Ottinger, I know the board thing, but even in big games, like, Ottinger wasn't the best as well. So we'll see. And Bennington, yeah, regular season, maybe his points are the best or his stats are the best, but come playoffs, like, he's the fucking man. So, and ever since Four Nations, he was unreal. And in the Winnipeg series, he was awesome. So I can't wait, but long time to go for that. Final thing here, I'm going to go through the kind of NHL draft. I'm going to go through the first like 20 picks. I did some research on some guys, kind of looked up mock drafts, kind of see what I like fit for them. I'm just going to go to 20. It's kind of hard to go through all the 32. But yeah, first pick, Islanders. Don't overthink this. Matthew Schaefer, best guy on the board. I don't care how many games he played this year. You need a star defenseman. Apparently, Noah Dobson's asking for $11 million out of the island. So he's a heck of a player, but he's a downgrade to me of Evan Bouchard.
Yeah.
And if Bouchard's making 10, you're not getting 11. So you got to get that left-handed shot. Your star defenseman, Matthew Schaefer, easy. San Jose really needed that first overall pick. This is a weak defensive draft class. The next defenseman I don't have till 8. So, but San Jose, they have incredible forward prospects, some good defensive prospects, but they needed that number one guy. But I think they'll take Misa, best forward available, over 50 goals, 120, 30 points, like no brainer. Chicago, if this isn't traded for Chicago, I have Anton Frundell. This was tough. It was between Frundell and Martone. I have Frundell, large Swedish centerman, two-way game, very similar to Leo Carlson of Anaheim. I like Frundell. Utah, I have Porter Martone.
I love that name.
Huh?
That's a sick name.
It is I think it's Martoni, actually. Porter Martone. Oh, no, it's Porter Martone. Porter Martone. For Utah, he is, the way Craig Butt described him, he is like a Tkachuk. He has tons of skill. He put up a ton of points this year, but he is a rat. He is dirty. That's why I kind of liked it for Chicago. Chicago has a lot of skill, could use kind of that nastiness. But I think Frundell makes a bit more sense for Chicago. But Utah, tons of skilled players. Keller, Gunther, Cooley. I think a little bit of nastiness. Martone, I think makes a lot of sense for them. Nashville, I have James Higgins. Nashville's in a kind of a tough spot. I think he's one of the best forwards available. James Higgins was projected number 1 beginning of the season. He kind of fell off. Again, you had the potential to be number 1. You still have a ton of skill. So I like Nashville picking Higgins. Philly, I have taken Caleb Desnoyers. I think I butchered that completely.
That's okay. Yeah, you definitely did, but that's all right.
Similar to Martone. He played for Moncton, went to the Memorial Cup. Tons of skill, nasty, and flatten guys against the boards. A lot of people actually had Caleb going to Chicago 3. Kind of the same reason why I was thinking Porter 3, but
yeah, I
think he'll fall to Philly. Kind of that Broad Street bully type player. Rick Talker will love him. I like that pick. Boston, I have Jake O'Brien. People are saying he's the best hitter in this draft. Like, he can flatten guys, tons of skill, score a ton of goals. I like Boston picking him up here. Boston, kind of same thing. You kind of need anything best available, and I like Jake O'Brien. And speaking of Bruins, they just re-signed Lowry to a 2-year, $6.4 million, so 3.2 AAV. He didn't take that jump last year. A lot of people thought he would for how good he looked against Toronto and Florida the year prior, but I do like that deal for them. Seattle.
That literally just came through now.
Yeah, it did it just now. Seattle, I have Radim Murtka, the Czech defenseman, the second defenseman on this board. I like that. You don't really have a ton of D in the system. You have some good forwards in the system with Shane Wright, obviously Beniers. So yeah, I like Radim Murtka. Buffalo, I have Roger McQueen. He didn't play a ton of games this year. He only played like a sick name. He only played like 15 games this year for I think it was the Wheat Kings, the Brandon Wheat Kings. But he's like 6'6" or 6'5", 210. Kind of nasty, big line center. Buffalo has a lot of skilled guys. Obviously, Tage Thompson's a big center, but you have a lot of skilled guys. You trade away Cousins, so you lost a little bit of nastiness. So I like Roger McQueen for Buffalo. And you don't need any more defenseman prospects or defensemen in general. And I think Anaheim's in a great spot. I think we talked about how good Anaheim can be in the next coming year. I think we talked extensively. I think Anaheim, best player available. You kind of have some of those big guys like, Gauthier, Carlson, Becca Seneca. So I like Victor Eklund, Swedish player, look great in the World Juniors, kind of small, silky guy, kind of like him for Anaheim. Pittsburgh, any player available. Like Pittsburgh, you kind of have a lot of holes to fill. I like Jackson Smith, the defenseman who's going from Tri-City to Penn State, one of the top guys going to college. I like him for Pittsburgh. And he's staying in Pennsylvania for Penn State, so I think that makes a lot of sense. New York Rangers, I have them picking Kayshawn Atchison, a defenseman. I forget what university he plays. Maybe Wisconsin, but I can't remember. I think needs more defensive prospects. I like that for New York. Detroit, Carter Bear.
Sick name.
Left winger. Yeah, great name. Columbus, I have, 14th Columbus, I have Malcolm Spence. A lot of people don't have him that high. I think he's won everywhere. He's an elite scorer. Columbus, I don't know. I think Columbus is going to make a good jump this year. That is a really surprising year. I think they can use a little bit more skill in their lineup, so I like that for them. Vancouver, I have him picking center Braden Coots. I think you see some more established centers. I mean, with PD, I think you see some more stability down the middle. Montreal, I have him picking a Frenchman, Justin Carbonneau. Not a real reason. This is a solid player. Montreal having defenseman Logan Hensler. He's a big, solid two-way defenseman. I don't think you need more kind of offensive guys.
I think Montreal's going to keep both those picks.
I don't know. I think it's up for grabs
17.
again. Montreal's a team where they're winning now. Like they made the playoffs. So I think if something entices you, 100%. But I don't think they're actively shopping them. But I'm so excited for Friday.
I think if you can get the guy you want at 16, you can make a quick trade at 17. Unless there's two guys that you think,
or trade 16 and 17 to move up, right? Like
that's true.
Get a high pick, right?
Yeah.
Calgary, I have it picking Cole Reshney, a centerman. I think they need some more depth down the middle, especially with Kadri maybe on the move via trade. We'll see. St. Louis, defenseman Cameron Reed, and I have Columbus picking another defenseman. See if I can get this guy's name.
There's no way.
William Adien. That's the best I can do.
You know what?
It's actually not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I've been waiting. I've been staring at that name for so long, waiting for you to say it.
Wasn't bad.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah. All right. And then finally, my question for Jackson as we wrap up kind of our hockey talk here. I think you might get it because I've said it before.
I don't think I'm going to get the year.
Oh, so when was the salary cap introduced? So when they say the cap era, what is the cap era?
See, I want to say like 95. Am I close?
It's earlier than you think it was.
Like 80s?
No, sorry, earlier to us.
Oh, earlier to us. Oh, okay. Like 2004?
Very close. I'll give it to you. 2005.
Okay.
So the last lockout, or I guess the only lockout that the whole year was removed. They didn't play it all that year. 2004 and 5 didn't play. 2005 was the year Crosby was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think for the lottery, they picked teams from the previous year for odds for Crosby, and people complained. But and then I think it was down between Pittsburgh and Anaheim, and Pittsburgh won, which I think that kind of saved their franchise. They were going like bankrupt and shit. But yeah, 2005 salary cap introduced. I think it was like 40 million or something like that. Now it's about to be 100. Yeah. So yeah, that's a. When you were saying 80, I was like, oh god,
dude, I wasn't sure.
All right, you ready to shift over to the NFL here, brother?
Yeah. Real quick, I could be an NFL insider. I think I've said it from, I don't know, a long time. When Jair Alexander wanted out of Green Bay, the Ravens made the most sense. They seem to perennially have the most injuries when it comes to cornerback and safety depth. So now you have Jair, Marlon Humphrey,
Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah. Like their defense is getting scary.
Yeah.
You know, I still think we beat them week 1, but I don't know. I don't know. It's getting a little
game,
tough.
Right?
Pardon? Home game, yeah.
Home game, yeah.
Every single tough game the Bills kind of have.
I know,
this
it's
year.
like the Bengals, Chiefs, Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all kind of there. And then real quick, we'll just get to a thing that, made me a little mad. It's Madden ratings. So it doesn't really matter that much. And I was talking with my one buddy at work also, and I think, the Bills don't have a crazy amount of high-rated players on their defense. So I could see why, they're at an 85. But let's just run through the top here. So you got Chiefs 92, and then this is kind of where it gets a little fucked.
Immediately after what?
Immediately. It's like Chiefs 92. Oh, also the 49ers, same ranking as the Chiefs. No, absolutely not. Ravens 91 makes sense. Fucked. Dolphins 89 doesn't make sense. Are you fucking kidding me? Cowboys 88. They could be a little bit lower, but like considering some of the moves they made this offseason, getting Pickens, you have CeeDee Lamb, you have Micah Parsons, like you have, and again, this is Madden ratings. So like you're going based off of a lot of what your team's players are rated off of.
When you have
Lions,
guys that are like 95 plus, that really helps your rating, right? Like
Lions
CD's probably
88.
like a 97 or something.
Yeah, Lions could be higher, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Bengals 87. That makes sense. And then this is where it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? The Browns are 87, higher than the Eagles, who just won the Super Bowl. Had arguably one of them.
Besides Myles Garrett, who I think is a 99 in the game, like, did they have anyone else in the 90s? How the fuck are they that high?
Eagles are in 87, one like tied with the Browns. Then they have the Jets at an 86. The Steelers also at an 86. And then the Bills at an 85. Like, are you in, like, it makes no sense. Yeah, and then like it's crazy to me. The Patriots are at an 80. I think that's pretty good.
What about the bottom teams? The bottom teams make a lot of sense. Like Broncos 79. I mean, they had a good year last year, but they don't really have any of those 90 players. They're Pat Surtain obviously.
I think the Broncos could be a little higher.
Yeah. Commander 78, but again, I guess they don't really have like a 90, 95 plus player. There's a solid deep team, but
like you could reorganize this list and it would make a lot of sense.
Whole list
this whole list is kind of insane. Like
Giants last makes sense. Cardinals last makes sense.
Yeah, but
Panthers
then you have
down
the
there.
Panthers
I think
above
better,
the Commanders.
Yeah.
You have the Broncos above the Commanders. Like the Commanders went to the fucking NFC Championship game. Are you kidding me?
I think the Rams could be higher too. The Rams, where are the Rams?
The Rams are only in 82. They have the Saints above the Rams, which just is,
that's wild.
Makes so much sense. They have the Falcons at an 84.
Yeah. It's wild.
Ridiculous.
It's a little wild.
Other NFL news, Shedeur Sanders cited 2 times last week for traffic violations. And like earlier reports are showing that he's like maybe QB1 and they would either cut Flacco or Pickett, keep both rookies, and then have
yeah.
And it's just like, you know what? Maybe it'll work, but fuck.
And you saw my tweet, the Dov Kleiman guy who basically posted the video of Sanders getting pulled over, and Sanders was like, I guess he was honest, like, yeah, I'm sorry, like I shouldn't have been done, whatever. Then his comment was like, they got a true leader, like fucking he's owning up to it, like he's realizing his mistakes. I'm like, are we seriously glazing a guy who went 100 miles an hour in a 50? Like, what the fuck? We're glazing this guy. It's like, oh, it's a true, he's on. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Other stuff, basically, with the Bills, James Cook looks amazing in the early goings of training camp and OTAs, or just OTAs. He's going to get paid, whether it's with the Bills or not. He's going to get paid. I've kind of come to terms with it that, he's an amazing running back who he deserves the money, whether it's with the Bills or not. I hope he gets paid. I really do like him. I obviously want him to stay with the Bills, but, we'll see where it goes. He's going to play with us for the next year, and then if he has a year where he scores another 15 touchdowns in the regular season, I don't even care what his yards are at. If he's going to get you 15 touchdowns, almost a touchdown per game, then fucking whatever. Like, I am. Trey Hendrickson kind of came out and was still like the Bengals, other than signing Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. If I was a Bengals fan, I would be losing my mind. Trey Hendrickson came out and was basically saying, you're not supposed, business and personal is not supposed to get, or like the business side of the things is not supposed to get personal. And over the last few weeks, it's felt like it's gotten personal. He feels like there's animosity between the two sides. He doesn't really want, he's not very happy. I think Shamar Stewart, even though we kind of dogged him the first time, now finding out they want to put these clauses in and stuff. Shamar Stewart even said, he's like, you shouldn't have to think about re-signing Hendrickson. He even said that when he's talking about himself. He's like, you shouldn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
One of the better defensive rushers in the league right now. Not kind of in the same league as a Myles Garrett or, but he's getting there.
When you lead the league in sacks, you're one
he's
of the
getting
best.
there. You kind of need that. I've talked about it ad nauseum that, the Bengals are willing to fucking just go toe to toe with you and try to outscore you, which it's worked. Don't get me wrong. They beat the Bills a few years ago in the divisional round game. But I just think in the way that the league is trending, teams are investing in defense. That's what the Bills have done. It's what the Ravens are doing. Yeah, you can have insane quarterbacks. But even like if you look at the Chiefs, like they've got a bunch of guys on defense, and they've had to trade some guys away. But that's why the Chiefs are so good. Yes, you have Patrick Mahomes, and you have an amazing offense that will keep you in games. But that defense comes up huge. Like if you look at every single game they've been in, like you can say the Super Bowl was a complete defensive failure, but the offense couldn't get anything going. And you're playing an Eagles team whose defense was absolutely insane.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. And that NFL news is going to start to pick up soon. I'm pumped for the season. I can't wait. I'm not going to be able to watch that first game with my brother. But yeah. All right. I got 2 questions for you because I feel like you'll probably get the first one. The second one, I'm not sure if you'll get. So what teams in the NFL did Marshawn Lynch play for?
Buffalo, Seattle, and the Raiders.
Kind of figured that was a cakewalk. All right. And one more. Can you name the college you went to?
Marshawn?
Yeah.
He went to Cal, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He played for the Golden Bears.
Come on now.
All right. In 1996, what league did the NFL merge with?
AFL.
All right, fuck you. I feel like my hockey knowledge is just dog shit compared to your football knowledge. So like, I gotta just start making them way harder.
That's fine. If people out there, if you watch like the Bob Does Sports, you watch like the Ask Bob. It's the greatest segment I've ever listened to.
Maybe that's what I'll just start doing. I'll start just questioning you on math and science.
I mean, when they asked some of the questions, like they asked, what food class does I think shrimp belong to? He
said mammals.
I wouldn't have said mammals. I don't think I would have gotten crustaceans though. I did not know that. Would you have gotten that?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, you're a
big crustacean guy.
Shit, but huge crustacean guy.
All right, here's one more real quick for you.
Oh shit, here we go.
Can you name? Oh, where'd it go? I just had it. Name the 2 left-handed quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl.
2 left-handed quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Is there any recent? No. Oh, Steve Young was lefty, wasn't he?
Yep, that's one of them. I don't think you'll get the other one.
Was it like before Steve Young?
Yeah, it was Ken Stabler. Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know. I'm trying to think of other lefties. Like Kyler's lefty, isn't he?
Kyler's lefty, yeah.
This is lefty.
Tua's lefty.
Tua, yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember Steve Young, though. That's all I got. Still pretty nailed, though.
Can you name all the teams that have a bird in their logo?
Have a bird? Eagles.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Yep.
I'm just drawing. I feel like there's an obvious one. I'm just drawing a
There's a really obvious one.
Just completely drawing a blank here.
Oh no, there's still 3 more.
There's 3 more?
Yeah.
Ravens, of course. Falcons. How many more am I missing?
1. You're gonna kick yourself.
Seattle.
Seattle, yeah. Okay,
You
I feel a bit better.
You asked me like fucking 5 questions.
I feel a bit better now.
Walk the other ones out of the park.
All right.
I'm trying to get my bets ready here.
Head over to golf. I'll take golf while you get your bets going.
Did you have your
Travelers
bets
this
ready?
week. Sorry?
You have your bets ready?
Yeah, I do.
It's all fucking baseball.
Yeah, it's all baseball. It's all baseball. It was the Travelers this week. Ryan had Scotty. Scotty finished tied 6. Had a fucking lightning 8 under first round. Then went 1 under, 2 over, 5 under on Sunday. He's just he's really Mr. Consistent. Also took Sep. Sep had a bad first and second round. Finished all right. I'm surprised he made the cut. He's 5 over through Friday.
No, he barely made it. He was after round 1. He was 4th last.
Holy fuck!
I know it's not a very big field. I think there's only like 50 golf. It wasn't a very big field.
It's a signature event, so
yeah. But yeah, it was. I was like, oh.
So yeah,
okay.
He's finished tied 45, 3 under on Saturday, 2 under on Sunday. Sam Burns been playing some pretty good golf lately. 3 under, 1 under, 1 over, 3 under, 1 under. And then I had Rory again, also fired off 8 under first round. 1 over on Saturday, 2 under, 5 under. Similar to Scotty, tied 6th. I took Ludwig, just stupid golf. 1 over, 1 under, 1 under, 1 under. And then JT, who I thought was going to take it. I thought after that 6 under on Friday, he was going to fly, and came back with a 3 over on Saturday, 3 under, finished tied 9th. I won this week, so I'm now Ryan's up 12-9.
12-9. I think you pick first too.
I do. Another story from this week is just feel bad. We talk about Tommy Fleetwood. We love Tommy Fleetwood, and it was gut-wrenching to watch him miss those putts.
So he has 41 top 10 finishes, and it's the most top 10 finishes without a win since like 83. Like it's just, in hearing his interview after, he's just like, yeah, he didn't know what to say. He said, I'm angry, I'm sad. I've been in this opportunity, I just can't get it done. And even though we're Canadians, it was pretty cool with Keegan and everything. I love Keegan Bradley. Yeah. It was really cool. And we may see the first playing captain since fucking, I can't remember what, it was like the Jack 80s Nicklaus, or something. Was it Jack Nicklaus? Yeah. So, maybe, I mean, and he said, if he makes it on points, like, yeah, he's going to play. And I don't know look at the points right now. I don't think he won't be a captain's pick. I don't think. But if he makes it on points, like, yeah, he's like, I fucking earned this shit. I'm going to play.
Listen, for the Ryder Cup, I hate the U.S. I am Team Europe the entire way. I'll like Keegan up until then, and then he will lose to Rory fucking 5-4.
Even though any of the American golfers I don't hate at all. Like, I love all, like, you know, so it's Scotty 1, Xander 2. Scotty's already qualified, obviously. JJ Spawn 3, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Russell Henley 4, who hit that. You see his chip in on 18 to kind of get the 14. And that was sick.
I chipped in yesterday too.
Don't care.
I chipped in for a double.
And Henley, I think he grounded his ball, or he accidentally brushed the ball, I think on round 3 or 2. So really, if he didn't do that, he'd either won or would have like been in a contention. But he was 1 back. DeChambeau 5, JT 6. And then just outside, it's Morikawa, Ben Griffin, then Keegan Bradley. So, I mean, that win really skyrocketed him. But yeah, I mean, and then Europe. Let's see, Europe. I mean, Rory, I think, Tommy Fleetwood 2, Hatton 3, McIntyre 4, Lowry 5, Straka 6. That's a hell of a 6 right there.
They're going to get waxed. Then if you look at like Rasmus Højgaard, Ludwig, Justin Rose, Victor Hovland,
who's really turning it around to Hovland, obviously with his U.S. Open and everything.
Fucking John Rahm's way down there.
He'll be a pick.
But like Rory, Tommy, Tyrrell, is huge. And then McIntyre's been playing crazy golf. Lowry's been playing crazy. And even Sepp Straka, like, fuck, man.
Well, Sepp Straka is like third in FedEx Cup right now. He's like right behind Rory and Scotty, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right, I pick first.
Not a very loaded
I'll take Wyndham.
Field.
I'll take Wyndham.
I feel like a better
I feel like I know who you're gonna take, so
AB.
Yeah.
All right. Let's write this down. So you got Wyndham, who had the best apology I've ever seen.
That was so funny. He just didn't give a fuck.
He didn't give a shit. Who do you got?
No, give me I don't know. Tony hasn't played great this year.
He won it a few years ago, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did. All right. Give me Akshay.
Okay.
Fuck, I can play names together. Give me Patrick Cantley.
That was between those two. And then just give me Ben Griffin. And speaking of KB, he is my lock of the week. I won't say it's a chalky bet, but I just want to get these lock of the weeks win. We both won last week, our locks,
Huge.
so we're 5-18.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think my bet was just it was just Thunder to win Game 5. The odds were like minus 500 or something crazy.
Yeah, mine was Thunder to win Game 5, Shy to have over 20, Pascal to have over 20.
Yeah. So I got Keegan Bradley top 20 at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. I know top 20 is a bit stretch, but I think he's playing hot right now. I think he wants to play on that Ryder Cup team. But I think he wants to earn it, right? Like I don't like he said, he's like, if I earn it, I'll play. But he's not gonna captain's pick, how good he's playing this year. Coming off a win. It's not a star-studded field, so I'm pretty comfortable with top 20. It's like I got $20 to win like 15.
What?
Let me see right now. Use like $20 $20 to basically win 20. It's a minus 110 to be top 20.
All right. Yeah, my lock of the week. I went over there's this fucking like World Cup of soccer going on right now.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty sick. Apparently it's pretty electric. I haven't really been watching it. Apparently it's pretty cool.
So Canada plays El Salvador tomorrow. I took Canada money line. I took Honduras to beat Curacao, and then I took Panama and Jamaica to end up in a tie. So 5 to return 48.
What a lock!
Yeah, I had to change it up a little bit because my baseball one, my bet the farm, I took the favorites in every single game, which has
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Okay, so we got to say I got the Orioles, the Yankees, the Braves, the Mariners, the Diamondbacks, the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Red Sox, and the Padres. $2 to win 355.
Yep, exact same. Actually, no, because the Cubs and Cardinals are both minus 110, so I took the Cubs. So you have the Cardinals, I have the Cubs. So this is gonna be
a good one. I like this.
Bit dicey. I like that too. We gotta witness some of these lockies. Well, let's bet the farms, man. We need to. At one point, our bet the farm is going to be like two things that happen. Yeah, so I don't know if you got anything else. NHL, it's already heating up. I just got notification saying trade talks with Zegras are ramping up right now. So we'll see if a trade happens. There's going to be another Marner rant next time. I'm sure he's going to do something to piss me off.
We should do it on July 1st.
We could actually. Yeah, because are you afternoons next week?
No, I'm on
morning.
We have Tuesday off.
Oh yeah, we do have Tuesday off. It'll be an in-person one. We're trying to do that forever. We're also looking to do some interviews now. There's a podcast that I've been in contact with who I kind of similar, just kind of start up and kind of where we're at, the Sweaty Trio pod. They actually recently had Cabby Richards on, which is huge for that. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
If you don't like OG TSN guy, I remember him like kind of interviewing Patrick Kane and all these guys. I think he's with Fox now. I'm not positive. But yeah, that's huge for them. And we're going to start reaching out to guys. I think some Corn Ferry guys. I used to play junior hockey, so I have some players who I don't know if they remember me at all, but I can try out. Like I trained with, Arbor Jack guy. I played with Nico Dawes growing up, goaltender for the Devils organization. Some coaches and stuff, maybe some Corn Ferry Tour players. I know you know some CFL guys. I think you know a couple Grey Cup champions. So we may reach out, especially at this time when there's not a lot of news going on. I know we're obviously doing a little bit of Cole's notes every now and then, but I think an interview the next coming weeks hopefully will happen. We'll gotta get that going. If you have any suggestions too, feel free to leave a comment and we'll get that going. If you have anything else to say, Jackson, we'll talk about next week, Canada Day. That'll be a really cool pod to film on Canada Day if we could do that. I have a couple of pops. Yeah. Buds and Pucks on Instagram, Twitter, or X, what the fuck you want to call it, TikTok, all that stuff. Buds Mafia on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Cheers, brother.
Fakes left, now taking off. Gonna run for it.